This Earth of yours will be reduced to a burned-out cinder.
Real wrath of God type stuff. Biblical.
No, not yet.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
I came here to give you these facts.
Dogs in camp, living together. Mass hysteria.
We're going to live on. Today, we celebrate.
Flabbergasted by the Audacity. Are you really making food right now?
Yeah, I'm hungry, bro. Yeah, cause I'm doing this so
Fuck.
I don't have to do the podcast on the road. So I gotta eat.
Alright, what we eating?
We eating some pasta. I just made some sauce today.
I swear.
I gotta say,
I thought you were gonna say chicken nuggets.
No. I actually gotta say, I think it's. I understand why people cook. It's like this weird joy that you get out of like creating something that's like really good, and then you eat. You're like, fuck, that was good. You know, it's like a
you're
weird.
26, almost 27, and you're only getting that now.
Oh no, I've had it for a couple of years because I like making like the pasta sauce, but I don't know. As of late, I'm like, oh man, like, 'cause I think because I'm envisioning now in the future, like moving in with like my girlfriend and stuff like that, like how's it gonna be? I'm like, oh, like fuck, like that's gonna be fun to like make food and stuff.
Oh, so this is a real prospect for you then?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You think that would happen anytime
real
soon, or are we
prospect.
talking like 2 years or something?
Well, as long as the interest rate keeps dropping the way that it is, I'm not sure if you heard, Bank of Canada dropped the interest rate even more. So if we can get it to like pre-pandemic levels, which is 2%, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be wild.
That'd be really nice. But welcome back to Flabbergasted by Audacity. I'm Jamal,
And I'm Patrick.
and I just knew that you were recording, so I didn't have to ask you this time.
Yeah.
But words of wisdom. I feel like you have something because it's been 2 weeks, and I know what happened last week. So I feel like you have some words of wisdom around what happened last week.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start, but
Oh boy. Okay.
well, as usual, it goes in a story. We're gonna say this story starts about 4.5 years ago. Your boy gets his license, has to buy a car. Is dreading having to look for a new car. Finds one really easily. Great deal, $600.
Yeah.
Done in a day.
Yeah.
It was spectacular.
Yeah.
Then goes on to use said car 4.5 years. Almost no problems. The exhaust fell off once, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. It happens.
And then finally
Potholes.
the day comes. Like, out of nowhere, car's finished, gotta get a new one.
Yeah.
And then it starts. The stress.
Yeah.
I kept my fingers crossed for about 2 weeks. I was like, maybe I'll find one easily again. No such luck. And with winter coming, I had no choice but to bite the bullet. Bought a semi-new used car. So.
Yeah.
And that was stressful as hell, complicated. Had to jump through hoops.
Yeah.
And
No, it's not easy.
The amount of paperwork alone, I was like, oh my god.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. Dude, when I bought my new car, I signed so much shit, my wrist hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like the next day, like my wrist actually hurt. I was like,
I think I signed like 12 documents, one after the other, at one point. And she's like, oh, so it's okay, towards the end everyone's signature changes. I'm like, bitch, my signature never looks the same. I have a terrible signature.
Me too. Oh man, I get so lazy with it sometimes. It doesn't even look like my fucking first. Like I try and just do like my first name dot M. I want to write my last name, but it's like sometimes the J doesn't even look like a J anymore because I always do it in cursive, and I'm like, yo man, like it looks like a fucking toddler wrote this shit. Like the fuck am I writing?
Yeah.
So
at some point, I was skipping letters in my own name. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I forgot the I. Anyway, next.
That's funny. Start questioning, what is my name again? How do you write my name again? That's funny. I like that.
And then finally, after all the paperwork was done, go to switch cars, and just handing the keys away, that was painful.
Yeah, that must have hurt. I get that. Yeah. I think we all kind of get attached to cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's your livelihood. You spend a lot of time in that. You know, especially your first car. I think that's gonna hurt. I think that's why it hurts a bit more because it's your first vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love that car. It was fun to drive, easy, No problems with it. Super reliable. It could
No,
be
what-
minus 50 and the engine would start no problem.
That's what I'm not sure what your words of wisdom are, but if I had to add on to your words of wisdom, I would say, we've spoken about this on the podcast once or twice. I think when it came to like different types of products, where we're just saying like cars are not built the way that they were built back in the day. Like cars back then were built to fucking last.
Yeah.
Cars today are meant to break down so they can get more money out of you when you gotta bring it back to their shop to fix that shit.
That's why with this new car, I got a 4-year warranty. So if anything major breaks, they'll fix it.
That's good. Yeah. No, all cars come with that. All cars.
Even the person who sold it to me was like, "How long do you plan on keeping it?" I'm like, "Till it drops. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna switch it out like all willy nilly. No, I can't afford that." And it's crazy because while I was there, seeing all of these people come and go buying brand new cars, I was like, "What the fuck do you guys do for work? How can you afford this?"
Well, because you bought it in one swoop, right? Like you just paid it off like right there.
No, I did down payment and I'm paying monthly.
Okay, so
Financing.
that's what that. A lot of times, they have so many fucking deals going on, dude. So many deals, and those people that sell cars, they make extra money off commission, so they want to sell you the car.
Yeah.
So you start making demands and shit. Sometimes you make demands. Like when I walked in there, I was like, "Listen, I have a Acura I want to give you. I have car starters. I got winter tires." I said, "If I don't have a car starter and winter tires, I'm not buying this car." And they went upstairs. They spoke to whoever, and then they came downstairs and said, "Okay, Mr. Milligan, no problem." So I'm like, sometimes you got to push because they want to make that extra money. I'm like, you want to make the extra money? Then work with me. Let's figure out something that we can work with, and then boom. But I'm not just gonna get fucked here,
Yeah.
So
No, I got a very good deal, and it's funny because as soon as I brought it home, I was like, "Oh my god, there's so many features and shit. I don't know what anything does." Like even fucking I go to lock the car to go upstairs and have dinner, and the fucking thing started, and I'm like, "What?" I was
okay,
like,
that's what you called me. Okay.
That was hilarious because I was just there pressing all the buttons on the remote. I'm like, okay, that locks it, and the light flashes. I'm like, oh, so the light flashes when you lock it, and then I press it again. Engine starts, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to have an engine starter.
No.
Dude, they tried to sell me an engine starter for like $800, and I'm like, no, I don't need that for $800. And it's already in the car. So.
I think the best thing to do, Patrick, is take the manual and read it.
Oh, no, I've been reading it, but the thing, it's 3 times the size of the one that came with the Corolla.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Because the car before it had a gas pedal, that was it. This car has fucking tons of shit on it that you have to sit down. But you, to be honest with you, dude, even like on my car, as a 2021, half the shit that it's on the car, I don't even fucking touch. Like it's rare that I touch everything that's on the car.
Jamal, the funniest part, since accidentally starting it with the remote, I haven't been able to recreate it.
What?
I've tried all week to get it to start with the remote.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna come to your house next week. I'm gonna sit down with you because
there's one more thing. It's so funny because I got to test drive it, right? And I didn't notice at the time, but then me and my dad went looking at other dealerships because when I went to Hyundai, that was the first dealership I went to. And that was and that was when I found. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna go.
You didn't shop around.
No, I did because I got to look at that car and everything. But I told the lady, like, this is our first look, really. So we're gonna keep looking, and if I don't find anything, maybe I'll come back. We'll see. And so I went to Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and they either had the worst piece of crap I've ever. I think it was at Honda. They had some little hatchback. I get in it, and like, it's not terrible, but it's pretty bad. And the dude's like, "Well, start it. Just start it up. See what you think." I start it. It's louder than my car that I'm getting rid of. I'm like, hell no. No. I go to Toyota. I go to Toyota. Nothing in my price range, but they're supposed to have a Corolla coming in. So I was like, I can't really wait for a maybe. So I went to Mazda. Mazda had nothing in my price range. And then I went back to Hyundai. I'm like, all right, give me the details and all that on it, and I'll think about it. And came out to be a great deal. And when you look at the car a second time, my dad's like, "Oh, this is a sunroof," and I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then when I picked it up on last Thursday,
Yeah.
My girlfriend's like, whoa, the sunroof's so big. I look up, the sunroof is the whole fucking top of the car. I didn't even notice.
Oh, it's what do you call that again?
I don't know, but
There's like a name for it. It's not sunroof. It's like because my aunt has that in her car.
It's like a giant window.
Because you can't open it, right? Like you can't open it to where air comes through.
Dude,
It's
no. I can open up the whole fucking thing.
Oh really? Oh okay.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay. I have to take a look at it. That's pretty cool. Cause all I have is like a little small sunroof in my accent. But
And I tried sports mode yesterday going to work on the highway. That was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sports mode is a game changer. I really like I'm not sure if you have it because we can relate a lot because we have same model. Mine's just a couple years newer than yours. But does it have smart mode or only sport mode?
It has eco, sport, and regular.
Okay, because
what is smart mode?
So what that does is that the car gets to learn how I press the pedal. So if I'm driving the city, it'll automatically turn into eco. But as soon as I press it hard, it knows it's sport and it changes by itself. So I don't have to touch anything. It just does it by itself. I have to touch it. I have to touch shit.
Yeah, for those kinds of things, I prefer having to touch it though. I don't know. I like the interactivity with certain things.
Hey, exactly. I think that's what's great because I could also just do normal and sport, but I'm like, I'm too lazy.
And
smart all the thing.
You know, I always back up into my spot at my place.
Yeah, you have the camera.
That's the thing though, because I was boasting to my girlfriend, like, I don't want these fucking cameras, because I know they have cameras on your mirrors when you switch lanes. I'm like, I can turn my head, and they have the cameras for backing up. And like, again, I can turn my head, and I like doing it. And then with this, it's so big. I'm like, there's no fucking way. I'm like, thank God there's a camera, because I cannot see shit. Right?
I know. Dude, I'm telling you, when I used to drive my mom's truck sometimes, she has a small SUV like you too, right? And you can't see, bro. Can't see behind you. Like, you need that camera. I don't know how the fuck people did it back in the day. Cause I can't see shit. I can't see shit. I'm sorry.
Nah, I've given up. I don't even look back anymore. Like my muscles, I'll respectfully, what do you call that? Like auto response. I will automatically put my body in a position to look behind me, but then I'll immediately look at the camera.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but I'm really enjoying all the gadgets and gizmos. It's very nice, and it's such a smooth ride now.
I know.
Crazy.
I'm telling you, dude, and once we get your car starter working in the wintertime, once you get a car starter, you can never go back. 100%. You can never go back. Like, once you get that and you understand how it feels to run in the cold and then get into a warm, hot car, you can never go back. You'll never want to have a car without a car starter ever again. Like my dad told me, once you get it, no, I'll be good. I was like, yeah, no. Required on every car now, thanks. So
it's like once your standard of living goes up, it's hard to go back. So it's one of those things. So my words of wisdom after all that.
Yeah.
This car better fucking last.
Well, you know what though? As much as I'm shitting on car companies, at the same time, it's also the consumer has a responsibility to make sure that their car is taken care of and they're taking care of their car. Like, one thing that you should do, I'm not sure if they did it there, is to do a good rust proofing of the car.
Yeah, I had it done.
And
they asked me, and I looked at my dad, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting that done," because that's the only reason I got rid of my Corolla, because of the rust underneath.
Yeah, no, definitely rust proofing is very important. And you know, any small noise that you hear that isn't normal, always try and get that fixed. People wait. You know, there's all that joke of when you hear something expensive break, so you just turn the music louder so like you can't hear it. Like, it's funny, but the longer that you wait, the more expensive it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like just $60, and you fix that, and then that just saved you $200. But now you want to wait 3 weeks. Now you got $200 worth of shit to deal with, you know. So
if this thing lasts a decade, I'll be happy.
No, good luck. I don't think a decade. I'm gonna say should get 6-7 years because how many clicks is on it? 170,000.
140.
140. Most cars last to around 250. So that's when the engine starts to.
In 4.5 years with my Corolla, I only put uh, 40,000 on it myself.
Yeah, but you had. Oh no, you were working during COVID, so you're.
Yeah, I was working the whole COVID, and I was actually doing more kilometers back then. I'm doing less now.
Okay. So, for all the viewers, if you hear me eat or you hear me just go do a lot of it's because I'm eating. Anyways.
Yeah. So professional.
I know. Well, listen, man. I'm here, but besides that, for this week's stories, well, these last 2 weeks, I have an interesting, not interesting, but my dad made a comment, and I was like, I wonder if that's true. I feel like it's not, but it's interesting. So, of course, we're talking about the American debate, and this is interesting. And I thought about it, I was like, huh. He goes, I told my dad, I said, yeah, but the race is super close. He's like, the race in real, like, it's not even close. Of course, my dad's not voting for Trump, but he's like, it's not even close. And he said, why would American television say that it's not close? If it's not close, then it's not interesting. No one's gonna watch, right? Like, imagine if we're doing a debate and they go, Patrick has a 60-point lead over Jamal. They're like, okay, well then, why are we gonna watch? Like, Patrick's gonna win. Like, it's curtains. But if you make it like, oh, Patrick only has 1 point lead. Stay tuned next week. Will it change? It makes people want to come back and watch. You know, and he said that to me, and I was like, that's an interesting point. And I really wonder if that is the case. I want to get your input on that, since I know that you kind of dive deeper into the politics than I do when it comes to the American side, because you watch like a lot of interviews. I just don't have the time to watch it. I was wondering what you thought.
I couldn't resist because I remember, I think it was last month, you were saying Kamala was leading in the polls, right? And I was like, I don't know about that. I have big doubts, but especially with recent events, I highly doubt it now, because the last month she's just complete downfall.
Yeah.
And every time she does any sort of interview, it goes horribly.
She I think it was like when she first joined, like, oh, like new blood, and now like everyone's kind of calmed down from like the hype.
Yeah, but as far as like the media spinning it, he absolutely has a point, because that's been tried and true since news sold, right? As soon as a story comes out, they try to manipulate it in a way, like the biggest, most dramatic thing, right? And as soon as it gets corrected, they apologize to the source, right? Like who is actually affecting.
Yeah.
But then they don't tell the public. So they'll blatantly lie about something, or they'll get it wrong, and then they'll find out, oh, we got that wrong. Moving on. They won't tell the public.
Yeah, basically.
They'll just drop it immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, right, next thing. That's all they do. So when your dad's like, oh, they're just saying it's close to keep people interested, I can totally believe that. Honestly. I would not put it past them.
This is interesting, because then, if that really is the case, I just wonder, like, is it really that they're fooling everyone? Because then if you look at it, like, maybe I'm just not a really good liar, but if I was running and I knew that I had no fucking chance, then I'm like, why the fuck am I even trying? Like, I'm not gonna win, you know? Like, if in reality, let's just say, like, for fun, the reality say that Trump has 65% of votes guaranteed to win the White House. If I'm Cam, I'm like, why the fuck am I even here then? Like, I'm not even gonna win. Like, why am I even participating?
Well, I think you have to go until the very end, because these are just based on even. Again, I don't understand how this works. How really they base it on phone surveys and shit, online surveys? That doesn't count.
No.
That don't mean shit.
His dad's like door to door. It's like, I'm not sure if you knew, because you probably don't answer the phone to those people, but like,
anytime anyone calls and they're like, if they don't ask for me specifically, I hang up.
You know, because like I remember it happened to me once when I was younger. I think I was just turning 18. Like I like voting. Me, I don't know what it is. I personally enjoy it. I like having my voice heard. But I was at the door. Someone rang the doorbell, and I thought it was I think it was a package I was expecting, but it wasn't. It was just these two fucking people from the Bloc Québécois. They're like, hey. And I'm like, so they spoke to me in French. I'm like, sorry, like my French isn't very good. Do you speak English? They're like, yeah. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, well, we're with the Parti Québécois. We're wondering, do we have your confidence in voting for us this year? I go, probably not. They're like,
big
who'd you vote for
mistake.
last time? I don't know who you voted for last time. I was like, I voted for Liberal. He's He's like, well, did you know that the Liberal Party did this, 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 and this, right? Like they're naming like all this shit that the Liberal did wrong, and I looked at him and was like,
I already said
do
I
you
liked
really-
them.
I didn't say that I didn't like him. I'm just saying that like I don't like you more. Like I told him, I was like, I'm an English-speaking Quebecer. Do you really think I'm gonna vote for your party? Well, see, that's the thing. We're trying to show that we like the English. I'm like, no, you don't. You want to separate from Canada. And the guy just stopped talking. He was like, so you're not gonna get our vote? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, okay, thank you for your time, and walked away. You know. So it's like, I think they go around and they ask people like, who do you think you're gonna vote for? Of course, their vote can change. The people who need to be evaluated, or maybe to put in a fucking psych ward, are people who vote the day of, who go there and go, that person. Those are crazy people.
Oh, we just do like whatever.
Those people need help.
Yeah.
No, not that, but like they actually say like, we'll decide when we get there. That's not a good sign. That's not good. I know who I'm voting for a week before I'm gonna go vote. Like even right now, if you have to ask me who I'm voting for Canadian election, I couldn't tell you. But I'll be researching, and a week before, I know who I'm voting for, and that's it. Like, I'm not changing my mind. I'm not gonna get to the station and flip a fucking coin.
YouTube's gotten me into what do you call that? Into the Polyev bubble. So all I see every day is him just owning Trudeau and saying things I want to hear, and so I'm like, I'm voting for him.
Well,
I haven't seen anyone else who's running against Trudeau like at all, so that doesn't help.
Well, the problem is that the only other party who claims to be running is NDP, and they're fucking losers because their leader is spineless. So makes no sense. But like, I'm getting a little tired of him. Polyev, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I just saw an interview today that he did one in Toronto. The guy goes, okay, so Trudeau's not been doing good in the housing crisis. How are you gonna fix it? Well, you know, we've had Trudeau go for 8 years. I'm like, answer the fucking question, Polyev. Answer the goddamn question. Do not pull a Trudeau. Answer the question. You know? But this is what I found funny. So a couple things that happened. Now that I guess we're going into Polyev again, to the Polyev politics and the whole Canadian politics. So I'm not sure if you heard, British Columbia had an election. I'm not sure. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
So British Columbia had their election, kind of like how we have our election for Lego and all that stuff, right? And 9 times out of 10, British Columbia is the only province that's majority NDP. I don't know what's going on in Vancouver, but they fucking love the NDP over there. So, Singh most of the time has that one in the bag. That's where he gets his seats from, is British Columbia. Not the case. 2 of the bigger ridings, like to make it majority or to win prime minister of that province, is a deadlock heat between the Conservatives and the NDP. Liberals never won there anyway, so don't worry about it. But right now, it's like they have to recount 2 times, and they have to now start going through the mail-in ballots, because both ridings are a difference of 50 votes right now. And when it's under 100, you have to recount, just to make sure.
Well, that makes
And when they recounted, it was 20. So they really had to count to make sure that everyone is accounted for and they're doing the mail-ins. So that's if NDP loses British Columbia, the party should just retire. They should retire altogether, because they never win anywhere else. They have not won Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and the Prairies. Northwest Territories and Yukon, and none of it always goes to Liberal. This is like a given at this point. And Alberta's been Conservative since Trudeau fucked them. So that's really bad for them. However, Poilievre's in a bit of trouble, and I'll explain, because New Brunswick had an election last week. If I'm reading it correctly, I could be wrong. I do my research for 5 minutes, as you know. I checked and I saw that the Conservatives had majority government in New Brunswick. This year, past election, they had 0 seats. They lost everything. Trudeau won majority, and NDP got minority, with the Green Party getting 2. So if that is the case, Polyev better wake the fuck up, because he just lost 28 seats to Trudeau. So for you saying, I get it, yeah, Trudeau's a fucking guy, he's fucking garbage, but he just won New Brunswick, like, convincingly. The guy who ran his own fucking hometown didn't want to vote for him, the Conservative guy that lost. Well, I'm not sure. Like, but what have you been hearing from Bully? I'm curious what you've been hearing.
Well, like I said, it's just stuff I want to hear. Lower groceries, shitting on Trudeau, and calling out the big thing for me is government spending, like where our money goes and all that. Because what I'm worried about is what's gonna happen. What similar thing happened in the U.S. I'm assuming it's happening here too, but on a bit of a smaller scale since it's a smaller country. Is that our money gets sucked out of us through taxes, right? And then we don't really see it come back, or it's going to places it shouldn't or doesn't need to, or it's just going into someone's pocket we'll never hear about.
Yeah.
And so.
Okay, fair enough. No, I guess you.
Yeah, well, it's like I said. It's like I was saying. They got me in the loop for him. It's just nonstop positive things about him, and if I wanted to see the contrary, I would have to look up, like Polyev being bad or something, you know.
Yeah. But well, I know that Trudeau just recently did it today, which is he admitted he fucked up, and they're gonna cut immigration by 25% coming into Canada to try and deal with the housing crisis. So it's definitely a step in the right direction, at least for that. But no, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. That's a very big shakeup for the Conservatives. I also love the fact that Trudeau, because I'm not sure. I guess you heard that 25 of his own members want him to step down.
Oh yeah.
So they had a caucus meeting, right? He comes out of the meeting 3 hours later. He goes, united and stronger than ever. I want to bet money. I feel like Trudeau behind closed doors is a fucking asshole. Behind closed doors, I feel he's a fucking dick. And I bet you he walked in there with 25 people and go, do you want your job tomorrow? Because I got 25 other people who are waiting for you to fuck up. I know he's got people in the wings. Kind of like how Trump did when he fired people who didn't side with him. Trudeau's probably doing the exact same shit. He's like, oh, you don't like me? No problem. We're going to get rid of you next week. We'll have a new person in your spot who can do your job and supports me. Guaranteed. There's no fucking way. I'm sorry, if I want someone to step down, the only thing I'm not going to let them step down is if they start my job. And guess what? He's my boss. So, I'm not going to threaten him anymore because I want to keep my fucking job. So, I bet you money that's what he did. I bet you money that's exactly what he did. There's no fucking way.
That's the thing, though, as a leader, you would need someone who has the same goals in mind, but is still able to call you out on your bullshit. Like, if you get something wrong, you need to have someone in your corner to be like, I know your intentions, I'm on the same page, but this is not the way to do it, you know?
It's possible, but I don't feel like some of them are like that. Because there's people, that's one thing that's so weird about politics sometimes, is that you have representatives change side. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard that, but like, they'll actually change parties in the middle of it, like, be like, I don't know, 2 years into a liberal thing, and a guy from the Conservatives will just switch over. It's the weirdest thing. I've never seen it.
Well, I think
but they have a whole ceremony about it.
The biggest problem in politics is there's too much money involved. It's literally a public service position.
Yeah.
But
it should be free. You should be doing it. You wanna really what's the best for Canada? Okay, work a regular 9-to-5 job, or like or if you're gonna do this job of being prime minister, you should be paid minimum. Enough to buy a little apartment, that's it. You know, survive just by enough, but not to where you're making fucking millions of dollars.
Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't say it'd be that bad. I think they should be paid probably in the same lines, like something like
a doctor.
Something like that. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. And then you can have like an internal service that keeps records of their movings of money and all that. Like if all of a sudden, they just bought a $500,000 car or house or whatever, then you could be like, how can you afford that? Your payroll is this is how much you make a year. There's no way you could afford that. And then they get investigated, right? Because right now the way it works is they have everyone in their pocket, and they make deals backdoor and all that because they have inside knowledge, right? Insider trading is supposed to be illegal, but because you work in the government, you know what's going to happen. So you can just buy and sell stocks based on that, and that's a giant problem in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, like I'm looking at right here, they make over $406,000 a year.
That's how much a politician makes?
That's what the Prime Minister makes.
How much does a doctor make?
406,000. Yeah, I'm gonna check that right now. How much? Because we could be wrong. Does a doctor make in Canada? I guess we'll go with Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck. Okay. So no. We don't have to shut up. We're actually very much in the right. They're saying here for I guess we'll go median doctor. It's 233,000 in Canada in total. Keep in mind though, Nunavut, Northwest, and Saskatchewan and Quebec are not a part of this list.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. The only doctors that make more money than Trudeau are high-end doctors. 450,000 at the max.
Like plastic surgeons and stuff.
Probably, yeah, probably them. Yeah. But like the low end are only making 88,000. So
even 88,000, that's really good. That's
yeah, I mean
really
it's still good. I mean, I hope as a fucking doctor.
Because the idea of
You're
like
making
a
good
position like this would be to like for the betterment of your country, and
Yeah.
it's only for as long as the people will have you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's reasonable. Like you're still well paid. $80,000 a year is still very good. That's more than double what I make.
I'm looking at it. Apparently the one that is the most is Manitoba. Manitoba, a low-end doctor can still make $100,000 a year.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. Good job. Good stuff, guys. Prairie British Columbia could not give a fuck. They only make 69,000.
No, they just like,
69,000.
they just like the number.
Yeah.
We want to raise, but did you know if we give you a raise, you'll be making more than 69,000?
And honestly, then it's just not nice anymore, and then we can't do that. You know, imagine.
You know what they do? You know what they do?
What?
All right, we're gonna make a deal here. You're gonna make $69,669.
Yeah. There you go. There's your raise.
We'll take it.
Well,
Just like that.
Did you hear about what was the new game then? Oh, well, the new Mario Party game came out. I want to talk about that. But I heard about the Top Gun. Did you ever hear about the Top Gun guy who died?
Top Gun guy?
He
Actor
was
or behind the scenes?
no, he was the stunt guy. I just saw him on Instagram a couple days ago.
Stuntman
He,
died. Okay.
Yeah, from Top Gun.
From one or two? Or both?
I think the original. So the first one. Stuntman Top Gun die. So I can find it. Yeah, here it is.
He died in an air show crash.
Yeah, the Top Gun. Probably who Top Gun actors died in an air crash. There you go. Chuck Coleman.
Okay, I see.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He's performing tricks for a crowd on Sunday, October 20th at the Las
in
Cruces
New Mexico.
Air and Space Expo at Lucretius International Airport in New Mexico. Yeah. But the stunts they do are crazy. Eh? Like even even like the smallest miscalculation or anything, you can easily hit the ground.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Did you ever see? They were doing an air show. You know, where the fighters fly really close together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at one point they split off, and now you have two opposing rows of planes flying towards each other, and they're supposed to do like very close miss.
Yeah.
One pilot, he miscalculated something. Oh, his altimeter for the altitude, right?
Yeah.
It was set to sea level instead of air pressure or something like that.
Okay.
So he was off by like a few feet, and he ended up hitting the other plane. And it's like the worst air show disaster of all time or something. I think 100 people died because they did it like over the crowd essentially.
Oh boy, yeah. No, it's risky, man. Those things are risky. Those are really risky. Like they always say, like flying is the safest way to travel, but when there is an accident or something goes wrong, is the most deadliest way to travel. You know, so.
Wait, it's like it's an odds thing, honestly.
It's an odds. You know, it's like it's one of those things. But
it's like how many planes are there in the air every day? Probably millions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the odds that you get on that one fucking plane.
There's maybe one major incident every 3 months, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Around, yeah.
Safer than a car, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I played the new Mario Party game that came out a little while ago. I just want to talk about it briefly. I know you don't play any of the Mario Party games, but I know that Black
I've
Ops
played
6
them here
also
and
came
there.
out. I think even Black Ops came out too with a new game. Black Ops 6.
Mhm.
Pretty the zombies is trash. This is what I've been hearing. But I recently played it, and you know, I hate the fact that video games do that to some people, me included. Is that sometimes you see the game, and because it's so brand new and shiny and sparkly, like, oh, nothing seems wrong with the game, but you start playing it, and you're like, oh, okay, like there's some issues. I played that game. We did like two maps, so like 2 games. And I think there was one mini game where I was like, okay, mini game kind of sucked. Everything else about this game, fantastic. And I was like, fuck, because I was already kind of done with giving Nintendo my money. I was already like kind of done with the last Mario Party. Because the last Mario Party, we had that game for 3 years, and they never released any DLC. They had 5 maps, dude. And the Mario Party that they released last time, this was called Superstars. So it was every previous Mario Party into one. All the boards, all the mini games were from previous installments. You're telling me that there's 10 Mario Parties that you could only add 5 maps? Are you fucking serious? Like, and what I don't understand by Nintendo standards is the fact that when they released DLC for Mario Kart, they added an additional 48 races. They made millions off of this. Millions. I don't understand why they wouldn't do it for Mario Party. I'm like, you guys saw it worked. It worked in Smash Brothers with the DLCs, and it worked here in Mario Kart. Tell me why it would not work in Mario Party. Tell me why. You add 10 more boards, 5 new characters, and 20 mini games for like $24. I'm buying it. I'm there. I'm buying the fucking thing like right away. So it frustrates me sometimes how they operate in particular. Just, I don't know.
I'm very happy I never became a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah, don't do it. It's an unescapable void that's hard to get out of when your friends are big fans of it. Then you kind of, you know.
And even now, Sony's putting PlayStation stuff on PC, so I'm appreciating that.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's time for everyone to come over. PC Master Race. You know, it's like I said, I watched the whole presentation of the PS5 Pro, the new ones was coming out. Nothing in that trailer showed me I should buy it, besides Grand Theft Auto.
Well, games as a whole is they're kind of on a downturn. It's kind of
they're not doing well, and like me and Kalo were talking about it actually a couple days ago. He was like, oh, like they're really making a new Assassin's Creed. I'm like, another one?
Doesn't matter.
Are you fucking serious?
Doesn't matter.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just about like, why, man? Why are you making another one? Why? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
about the Japan one, right? With the
yeah.
black dude, the blackest dude I've ever seen.
Japan? How the fuck did we get? Yes, the fucking. Why did we ever? But more importantly, I mean, I know I missed some games. But I remember distinctly that we were still in Europe. How the fuck we get to Japan?
Well, even
like,
no, you can't even say that because even in Black Flag, you're in the U.S.
That's true. So how the fuck did we get to Japan? That's right, you are right. Edward Kenway, hello.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. It just bothers me at this point. I'm just like, okay, guys, like, are we even trying anymore? I know that they're on the downfall, which is great, but it's just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I think they're really gonna sell though. I think Ubisoft is done.
They're gonna sell?
Yeah.
Thank God.
There's rumors, but even then, if you get bought by someone else, unless you clean house, you're still gonna have the same problem.
I just hope you don't. I think the only company I would not be okay with them buying it would be Activision.
Oh no,
Because they already
not.
fucked up Blizzard.
Yeah.
They already fucked up my boy Blizzard. I don't want them to fuck anything else over. Like, Blizzard already got their shit pushed in when Activision came and said, yeah, we're gonna buy you, and then the company went to complete garbage. So, yeah, I hope not. I really fucking hope not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like whenever Disney buys a movie making company, like there goes that franchise.
Yeah, honestly, basically, fuck.
I
I'm not
actually
sure.
finished real quick. I actually just finished How I Met Your Mother. I was watching it for the first time with my girl.
Okay.
With my girlfriend, I've seen it before. We just finished it today together.
Okay.
And as soon as it finishes, it recommends Disney Plus's How I Met Your Father, and I'm like, yeah. And I was like, should we watch it? And I was like, oh, it's only one season. Of course, it's only one season. Got canceled immediately.
Exactly, it didn't fucking do well.
Cause that's what Disney does. They buy shit, and then they try to make new products out of that IP, and then
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
Like,
it's not gonna work.
I remember when Prey came out. It was supposed to be a part of the Predator series.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was I didn't know Disney bought Fox. Or no. I knew they bought Fox, but I didn't think of Predator as like a franchise attributed to Fox. So of course, as soon as they got Fox, they started making Prey, and I was like, "Oh, I'll check it out." And then I watched it. I'm like, "This is so mediocre. It hurts." Yeah. You know when you're watching something and halfway through you determine this sucks, but I want to see the action scenes. I started fast forwarding through it, skipping to the cool stuff.
Just kind of get through it, you know, a little bit.
So that's what happens with gaming studios, because they'll buy an indie developer or indie studio, and then they'll just try to make it AAA quality. But the problem is the AAA quality stuff usually brings down what made the indie studio so special.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the same thing with movies and television.
You are 100% right about that, dude. It's sad. It really is sad, for sure. I'm not sure if you heard about this, because I know you don't follow pop music very much, but Liam Payne died last week. He was a member of that boy band, One Direction.
One Direction? I thought it was...
Jonas Brothers?
No, the other one. I don't even know.
What other boy? Not 5 Seconds of Summer.
The dude who performed shirtless with all the tattoos at the Super Bowl at one time.
You mean Adam Levine?
Yeah, what band is he in? Or quote unquote.
No, he's from part of Maroon 5.
And what band
Maroon 5? No, that's just a band. Like there's just him as the lead singer. That's like the only. That's like Coldplay. Maroon 5's in the same category as Coldplay. It's just a band. That's a boy band. So it's like it's like NSYNC.
Ew.
You know, it's like 6 male singers with a band behind them. Maroon 5 is Adam Levine with a guitar. Like it's the same guitar player, same drummer, same keyboard player, same bassist.
So we know Liam made horrible art. Was he at least a good person?
For what I could tell, no. He had an ex-wife. And apparently, for all that we know, was I'll probably have more information next week when we do this again next week. But I think he was in Argentina, and what happened was there was a 911 call from the hotel saying that Mr. Payne is in his hotel room. There's a lot of yelling. We hear that he's breaking stuff. He won't open the door, and we fear for his life. They're right to fear for his life because then the homeboy jumped off his balcony.
So he's on
crazy.
drugs.
That was only 3 feet. Yeah, he was on.
Wait, what?
Major drugs.
Did you say 3 feet?
It was 3 stories.
Oh,
so it wasn't that high.
Okay, that's a big difference, bro. You said 3 feet.
Sorry, no. It was he was on the 3rd floor. But if you look at the hotel, it's not very high. I don't know. You must have just landed badly.
Wait, yeah, okay,
and broke his neck or
like
something.
3 stories. I'm on the 4th floor here, and I know I would die if I jumped off the balcony.
Yeah, but you're in a. I don't know. You have to look at the building. If you look at the hotel, it's not a very big hotel.
Okay.
It's a very.
But no, if you land on your spine in a certain way,
or
your
like
head, you're fucked. If you did legs first, your legs would be broken. But I'm sure you'd.
I don't think he did. I think he went head first in there.
You know, for the longest time, I've had this image in my mind. It was like you jump off something really high, right? But you land on your feet. Mm-hmm. Now, in this image, it's essentially your bones shooting out of your knees because you landed so hard. Yeah. And it's both terrifying and badass at the same time. So
probably, yeah.
If I were to make a horror movie and someone has to jump to save their own lives, that would be a shot in the movie.
For sure.
Definitely. And everyone would go like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
It'd be so cool.
And then, so of course, I just find it so crazy because there's 4 other members who are still alive, right? You know that they made over $2 million these last couple of days because of the streaming services and YouTube videos.
Anytime someone dies, their whatever they were working on goes up in popularity.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. So like, but he's not receiving that much money. It's more the guys that were working with him. So Harry Styles, Zayn, all these guys are making tons of money because the other 2 didn't do shit after. Him, Harry Styles, and Zayn were the only 3 that made more music after the band broke up, basically. So,
Well,
but
it's tough though, because sometimes you're a piece of the puzzle that completes it, but on your own, you're just kind of insignificant
yeah,
in that way.
no, he had one big hit in like the 2014s. He had like a really big hit. Him, Zayn had one too, but Harry's the one who is still going like
It's
very
also the
strong,
gayest one. Have you seen him?
100%.
He wears
Oh, he's
women's
gay.
clothing.
No, he sucks dick. There's no fucking way he
Yeah.
doesn't suck dick. I'm sorry. You gotta suck dick after wearing stuff like that. If you don't suck dick, you're bi. At least admit that you're bi, because there's no fucking way you're straight. I'm not a woman. If I'm a woman, I'm dating him. I'm like, Harry, baby, like, come on, like, listen, let's just have the threesome with the guy. I'll suck his dick, you suck his dick. We'll go from there. Have a good time. But but yeah. So, last thing, unfortunately, I have to cut this episode short. I wish I could have made it longer. I watched the newest Saw. Not sure if you. I didn't even know it came out. It came out last year. I know it came out. Saw X. Did you hear about this?
I'm sure I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
So, again, I know how you are very critical of movies. This is probably, if I had to put it, not in ranking, but it's in terms of like the other Saw like movies, because I think I have like fucking 12,000 of them.
There's a lot.
Definitely, like, it's given me remnants of the first three, which are really good. Like this was a pretty
Wait, so
good Saw.
this means that you've seen all of them?
No, I've watched up until 5.
I'm in
And then I
shock.
started, and then it's the only horror movies I watch. I
was,
fucking
I
love
was gonna
Saw.
say like you don't mess with horror movies at all.
Well, it's because it's not jump scares or scary. It's psychological horror,
Okay.
and I just love how I love the traps. I just love like the creativity
Yeah,
of how they make these traps.
as much as I
how
find the
tough they
series
are.
very mediocre, and I will never
Yeah.
go out of my way to watch any of them, I was always deeply impressed with how they tied together.
Yeah,
as
was
dumb as
very
it
well
was
done.
and convoluted, I was like, wait,
Yeah.
this actually kind of makes
It connects,
sense in a
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
And
but,
it's always fun to
no.
see like if you can figure out how it ties into the other ones as you're
Yeah,
watching it,
yeah.
and then you just be
Yeah.
absolutely wrong, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I watched it last week, and the traps were great. The first guy who died was a little fucked up because it takes place between the second and third movie. This particular Saw.
I don't like when they do that.
I hate when they do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't really like that either because they're gonna fucking use John Kramer to the actor until he fucking croaks.
Mhm.
Like this guy was made for this role, and they're gonna use him until he's fucking dead, like guaranteed.
Yeah. Isn't it
Um,
wild though? I remember seeing a meme. He's like, in the first movie, the dude is just an extra dead body on the
Yeah.
ground, and then he's like
Yeah.
the fucking mastermind.
He's
in
the
every
mastermind
movie.
behind it. Yeah. But so he's in there, whatever, the whole cancer treatment. He's trying to find a way to save himself, and he hears from this guy. He's like, "Hey, if you go to this hospital in Mexico, they have this new treatment to treat cancer. Come to find out, it's just a fraud for your money. Nothing actually gets done, right?" So that's the premise. But the first trap of the whole film, he's not even in Mexico yet. He's just walking out of the hospital, but he sees a patient, and a janitor walks into the patient's room and just steals a watch. And Kramer sees this and goes, "Nah, gotta go, buddy. Time to go." And he gets put in the first trap. Honestly, pretty easy trap to get out of. He had 2 vacuums over his eyes, and basically all Kramer said was, "There's a dial on your right hand. Go all the way to 5, and the machine will turn off, and then you're good. But every time you turn the dial, your other hand breaks the finger. You like there's a machine that just cracks the finger all the way back, like just dislocates it. So I'm like, just crank it to 5, like one shot.
Get it done with.
Just get it done." No, the guy wants to go through each one, and then his eyeballs get sucked down, and then he fucking bleeds out and dies. But the other traps were great. I think the one that was just so painfully fucked up for me was I'll go through them quickly, and then I will do our final thoughts, and then I gotta jump. But the first trap is basically the people that was running this fraud hospital. He just takes them all, puts them all in the same room, all chained up, and they each have like their own trap. First chick has to use that tool there. It's a piece of of really thick fiber, like fiber wire.
Mm-hmm.
It's a and you have like two like pieces of wood and you have to go up and down. What's it called?
It's a cheese cutter.
Yeah, but there's a word. It's like it's like a G something.
G string.
Fuck. Oh, I wish. No. It's fuck. What's the name of the fucking thing?
Positive it's used for cutting cheese though.
Yeah. It's used for that. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna have to find it here really quickly. The wire saw. A G-I-G-L-I. Giggly? Jiggly?
Isn't that a horrible movie with Jennifer Lopez?
No. I know people are watching like I know what it is. Anyways. It's really fucked up. So she has to go through her fucking because it can go through bone. This particular thing. That's why he gave it to her, and she has to cut off her own leg, and then extract the bone marrow from the remainder of her leg to save herself, or else there's one over her neck that kills her. Spoiler alert: she doesn't make it. She does get her leg off, but she's not quick enough. The second guy, who man, this shot's also fucked. He's a brain surgeon, and he has to cut open his own skull and take a piece of his brain out and have it dissolve for the cat to turn off. That was fucked up to watch. But this is by far my favorite trap because it's such a fuck you. It's so good. So the last girl gets thrown up into the air, right? She has a chain attached to her arm and a chain attached to her leg. The way that she's held at an angle. So the game starts and she has to basically break her foot and leg to get out of the lock. While this is going on though, there's a radiation machine on her face, like basically sending radiation to her as she's trying to get out of this trap. So the lady, the one who runs the whole thing, of course she's last to die because he wants to make sure that she sees everyone else die. She goes, go for your hand first, because then when you break your hand, you'll fall and you'll flip upside down. Then you'll have all the time in the world that you need to get off on to get out of your leg. Kramer was ready. When she broke the hand off, there's a second of, oh, she did it. The machine just moves. I was like, oh fuck, and
That's
then it
not
just goes
fair.
right back on her, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. She thought she was smart. Nah. So she was fucked. She got killed basically because the radiation on her face was like way too much. But yeah, no. Besides that, I gotta say, the other two traps were okay. Weren't anything too crazy. Basically, it's really fucked up at the ending because what happens is that, the lady like actually gets out because her boyfriend finds her because she's able to like get access to her cell phone somehow. Calls her boyfriend, he shows up, and then they put John Kramer and this young kid that Kramer likes in like this trap where it's just waterboarding with blood. But then what happens is that they go into the room where Kramer was in, and then she pulls this bag full of money, and then another trap starts while they're in that room. So I was like, what happened if she just didn't go for the money, Kramer? Then you would have been fucked, my dude. And she didn't watch him die. She just went into the room while they were still doing the trap. So then of course he knew how to get out of the trap. So then he gets out, and then they're in a gas chamber, and then they both die. So I was like, the ending was kind of shit, not gonna lie. But
After all that.
all the other
But you were saying
all the other traps were pretty good.
You're saying you don't like horror movies just because of jump scares?
Yeah.
So if a horror movie doesn't have jump scares, you'll enjoy it.
Maybe I won't enjoy it, but I'd definitely be more inclined to see it.
Okay. So can I
If
make
I
a
had to.
recommendation?
Yeah.
Of The Fly.
The Fly?
Yeah, with Jeff Goldblum.
Okay. I'll
It's
take
a
a
classic.
look. Okay.
Watch it with your
All right.
girlfriend though. But try if you
Okay.
if you plan to smash, let's smash before the movie because it's not gonna happen after.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well then, did you ever get a chance to watch the movie Saltburn?
I'm not watching it. Leave me alone. I
Patrick?
refuse.
Patrick,
I'm
watch
not-
the movie. No, I'm not even saying for the fucked up part. In just terms of cinematic, it's fucking phenomenal. The scenes that are made in this movie.
You see, Jamal, I have a giant list of things I actually do want to watch. So,
Dude, watch the movie. Watch the movie.
nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Watch
I still
the
got a
movie.
few things I want to
Watch
watch before Halloween. So,
Okay, I'm just saying, watch the movie.
yeah,
I
I watched
think
I watched The Exorcist recently
it's...
for the first time.
Okay.
I remember Shobi ruining it for me because when he saw it, he kept quoting the little girl, "Your mother sucks cocks
Yeah.
in hell," and laughing about it.
yeah. You want such cocks in hell, yeah.
And every time she says anything like that, I just thought of Shobi, and it kind of ruined it for me. But the movie is good though; it's really well done,
Yeah.
and especially because they build up towards her becoming possessed, right? So they show her being like a good girl and all that, like a good daughter, and then she just goes batshit insane, and you're like,
That's
she
funny.
needs to be killed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you knew exorcism, perfect. We'll do that instead.
Exactly right.
But it was really well done.
Um,
I'm glad I.
That's good. I like that.
Next is The
So
Shining.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've heard good things.
You never saw it. That's
No.
That's surprising. It's, the
It's
first time I've seen
one
a
of
movie that
those.
you've seen.
It's one of those. I've never seen it, but I know I have to.
Yeah, no,
It's up there
fantastic.
with the Karate Kid. I still haven't seen.
What?
Exactly. I always get that reaction.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta watch the Karate Kid. Don't watch Jaden Smith's version. That one's ass. But watch the original.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I'll leave you off with this. This is actually a little fun fact that I found in the Spotted College Confessions. First one actually kind of funny. I didn't know this. That in the 1950s, there were so many people doing drugs and having sex on Mount Royal that the mayor decided to cut down all the trees so that the horniness and the drug use couldn't hide anymore. That caused 25% of the bald mountain to get eroded away. So they desperately planted fast-growing Norwegian trees that immediately got infected with fungus. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. So
What
those
a
parts of the-
chain of events. That's
so interesting, huh? It's like they want to get rid of that, so they cut down the trees and the fucking mountain started to die, so they have to plant these other trees and they got infected with fungus. That's such an interesting fact. I was like, wow, that's so crazy. So that's why we have like those bald spots there on Mount Royal. Like those empty spots where it's just grass and no trees. Very interesting. I was like, huh, okay.
the more
cool.
you know. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and you know,
So-
you know the cross on top of Mount Royal.
Yeah.
My dad was telling me they used to climb it, and then they put a
You
fence
used to
around
climb it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I
And they
believe
put a
that.
fence
Yeah,
around it
because
just
it's very
'cause
easy.
of
It's very easily climbable. I've seen it.
Mhm.
Well, I think they got rid of it because you can walk up next to it.
Oh, they
So-
did. You know why?
Yeah.
Because no
Why?
one's climbing it anymore. Because no one's cool.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No one's cool anymore. Yeah.
No
we're all
one's
fucking
cool
losers.
anymore, bro.
Yeah. Not cool, bruh. Not cool anymore, bruh. Well, like I said, I apologize to the listeners. I unfortunately have a job to do, so I gotta cut this one short. But this is being Flabbergasted by Audacity. I'm Jamal,
And I'm Patrick.
and we'll see you guys next time with a longer episode.
Damn straight.
Damn fucking straight. Damn skippy.
The decision rests with you. Rests with you.